Now, ladies and gentlemen, this contest was made at catchweight, 30 minutes of wrestling, 6 5-minute rounds, 1 fall, 1 submission or a knockout to decide the winner. Between on my left and in the red corner from Denholm and Yorkshireman, the Yorkshireman Alan Dennison. His opponent this evening, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, just returned to the United Kingdom after a very successful tour of Australia. A nice warm welcome, our very own Bob Anthony.
Second out, first round.
Hello again, Grapple fans. Good afternoon to you. And here at the Cliffs Pavilion at Westcliff-on-Sea, we welcome you to another professional wrestling session. And we start with a catchweight bout here this afternoon of 6 5-minute rounds, 2 falls, 1 fall to decide. I beg your pardon. 6 5s, 1 fall to decide this contest. The strongman Alan Dennison in the all-white leotard, his usual gear and wristbands, of course. His opponent we haven't seen for a long time on the small screen, a very popular young wrestler, Bob Anthony, who's just come back to this country after a tour of Germany and around Europe. Bob Anthony, we'll talk about more when we see him in the corner a little later on after the end of the round. But Alan Dennison, I think we all know. Alan Dennison, 14 stone from Denham, just outside Bradford. Bob Anthony in the plain dark trunks there. A lithe body, but a very fit boy. He's got problems here, giving away 2 stone 3 pounds to the very powerful Alan Dennison. Joe Durazio, the referee in this bout, and for the rest of the afternoon. Yes, Bob Anthony was always a bit good at that trick, wrapping the hand between his feet and allowing him to make the counter complete. But he's got a strong arm there to counter against. Yeah, a little too strong. Nice turn. And he's not offering to help him up there, yes. All good sporting stuff from Dennison these days. Very different wrestler to the one who used to appear in the ring and lose his temper all the time. Very controlled now, especially when he's got a much lighter fellow opposite him, as he has today. Well, the crossed head scissors there, and Anthony not too much problem getting out of it. The leg spread is on. And a couple of minutes left in this first round of 6. Just 1 fall decides it. So, a man like Dennison trying to close that spread just by the power in his legs. I mean, quite easily does so. Well, fairly easily does so. Yes. Placed gently, but very deliberately outside the ring, and no doubt, yes, the polite help back in. Bob Anthony not really too keen on taking that hand, but he does so and wishes he hadn't now. Nicely, nice turn it. He's turned it with 1 minute to go. Has this agile Bob Anthony get a chance against the power of this man, Dennison? I very much doubt it. but it's great to see him back in the ring. In case that looked like a bite on the inside of the arm by Bob Anthony, I can assure you that Anthony was never that type at all. Nice inside leg hanked there by Anthony, right on the bell of Ron. And there he is, Alan Dennison. Of Bob Anthony reminding him that he's in the wrong corner. So Dennison goes back to his own, we follow him. Alan Dennison, who rather likes these bouts against a much lighter man. He knows he's got the power advantage, and I think he enjoys it. It makes it a very sporting contest. We've seen a couple on television recently. Round two, 5 to go. No score because one fall decides this contest. 4-0 to Bob Anthony on his return to the small screen after quite a few years. He hasn't stopped wrestling, but he hasn't been on the television for quite a long time now. It's great to see him back. He's only a part-time wrestler, Bob Anthony, who spends most of his time looking after his Pantiles club at Bagshot. But he does get an occasional wrestling match part-time, and it's nice to see that he's managed the small screen this time. Always used to like him because when he appeared, he used to, having been trained by his father, a very, very famous wrestler indeed, Bob Archer O'Brien. I'm sure Grapple fans will remember that name, who unfortunately has died since. But there's something about the style of Bob Anthony that reminds me of his dad, and it was all good, believe me. Going for the double interlock with a man like Alan Dennison is very dangerous. He's caught in a full Japanese stranglehold now by the powerhouse from Bradford. Well, Anthony manages to undress it, and Dennison doesn't seem to mind too much. Ah, yes. Grabbing the leg and taking the legs over a double leg Nelson, and Anthony special there. I remember that one of his and his dad's. Very good move, and it almost took Dennison a little bit farther than he expected to go at that moment. It really was rather a nasty moment for Dennison. A surprise move and very neatly worked. And the full mighty climb, not very high one, but not bad effort to get out of trouble from the light over two. Oh, now Dennison's starting the one-handed stuff. Alan Dennison decides not with this man of only 11 stone 11 and a flying body scissors by Dennison. And when he gets a body scissors on, you stay scissored. Very powerful legs indeed, just like his arms. So with 2 minutes to go in round two, Bob Anthony has got to get out of this heavily laid on body scissors, and it'll cost him a little energy, but nothing else. Oh, yes.
Right, you're going over now?
From the finger in the lock. And an arm lock to Bob Anthony. Now then, can he stop that powerful arm from countering this? minute to go. It really is a little bit asking a bit much for Bob Anthony to return to the small screen against a man as powerful as Dennison. But he's doing a very good best up to now. And he's got the double-hander on there, that wrist lever. And he's worried Dennison a couple of times here. And there again, Dennison forced to go with him. Arm lock again to Anthony. Under half a minute now. It's the first time, really, as Dennison tried the press there, but Bob Anthony quite a neat bridge and stopped him continuing that particular move. 10 seconds. It's almost a grovet there, but it's just a front head chance, really. You'll have to do something about it very fast. He's right on the bell. And immediately the bell goes. Alan Dennison releases, as every wrestler should, but not all do. Bob Anthony, now from Chelmsford, always billed from Chelmsford, though actually, of course, he lives in Camberley near his Bagshot Pantiles Club. 11 stone 11, turned pro in the late 70s, but only part-time. And it's great to see him back. Still that same good-looking boy that we know so well.
Round 3.
Round 3 and 4 rounds to go. 1 fall decides this contest of catchweight. Alan Dennison in the white leotard versus Bob Anthony. Originally from Chelmsford, where, of course, the famous Bob Archer O'Brien came from. His mentor, his trainer, and his father. Well, there's 4 rounds to go. It's just a question of whether Dennison uses the power or not. Reverse double knee hold there, but Anthony came up well with that leg shot. And a full-on body check, but he won't make much impression on that man. Oh. Yeah. Well, he stopped the Dennison power throw anyway. And he felt it, Backhammer to Anthony. Now. Left arm is on now, and Dennison's left arm is even stronger than his right. It's warming him now. That's the wrong arm to get on, but a nice lean back drop kick.
3, 4.
Oh, Dennison turned him. Oh, a little too late coming into backbreaker now to Dennison. I think Bob Anthony could be in trouble from this, and he can slide down the back, take the arms. He did for a second, but not for long. And the flying, didn't work at all. Full Boston Crab, an immediate submission from Anthony. Who can blame him against a man of that size and strength? So in 1 minute, 58 seconds of round 3, Dennison the winner, as expected, although I'm sure we'll see some more of Bob Anthony against somebody more of his own weight. It was a bit of a tough prospect here this afternoon in this preliminary contest. Fred Downs.
Ladies and gentlemen, in round 3, the winner by the only fall or submission required, the Yorkshireman Alan Dennison. And ladies and gentlemen, a nice big hand from Chelmsford, Bob Anthony.